And it still came back with Trevor versus Marvelo.
No, that's destiny.
But that's game 2. Right now we are heading into game. It is MFCR on the P1 side going up against NBNHMR as the Nagoriyuki on the P2 side. And the players are already swinging.
MFC doing a really good display earlier, but yeah, NBNHMR, I think his first match on stream today. Very good player, people don't know. Like a premier Nago at this point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you win a major, you're already tippity top tier, right? There's only so many of them in a year. And if I remember correctly, it was their first offline event, right? I think
I did not know that.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. Unless I'm thinking of Bean getting second. But it was somebody's first tournament, and they not only made top 8, but they got top 3. And as I say that, we got punked by the fast red RC.
That's the best way to describe it as well. You are getting punked. You are getting punked. 100%. Oh my gosh, another flash kick. Oh, the cross-up shenanigans. Don't think because you're in the corner, you can't get crossed up.
I remember that change, and I was like, that's so worth whatever they do to 2D. That is 1,000% worth to just be able to cross up in the corner, and you lose a couple frames. Does that hit the backdash?
That's so sick. Yeah. I think that's an OS. It reminds me of any boomers in chat, Makoto's OS. For if you try to backdash her command grab, and she would get super out instead. I think that's the exact same OS.
Man, what is going on in this chat? Oh, sends out the clone, interrupts MFCR's approach there, ties it up round-wise. Both players have burst available as well. Cannot be for long, though. I cannot imagine they hold on to it. Forward throw. There it is. Gold burst. That momentum was that Fukyo? It had to have been a Fukyo Beyblade.
Yeah.
That change was wild, too.
Spent all the bar. The blood is going down. The master's going to remain on, but in goes Leo, knowing it's his time. Trade with the 2H. That was so late as well. That move is insanely active.
Sends out the clone, trying to fight their way out. Beyblade success, catches the backdash with the close slash.
Big jump in, backdash to the 5K. IB, so he stays nice and close. The dash block from MF is so clean.
And the instant block to come along with it, too. The dash block, already sick. Being able to instant block on that same dash as well gives you so much space to come in on. That said, it's not enough. NBNHMR's going to take game 1.
Yeah, I mean, if MF keeps that up, I think that's like super key. And I'm pretty sure Leo's like one of the better characters for this, is doing the dash block and getting the IBs. And once you can react to your IB, you can threaten with throw a lot more often than what you would be able to do if you just normal blocked, for example.
Yeah, and, you know, Leo does get some good stuff off of regular throw. And it just throws that in the back of their mind, right? Are they going to throw me? Are they going to try and command grab me? Are they going to try and really do anything? And as I say that, we get a round start Vampire's Bite coming in from NBNHMR.
Can we run that back? I don't know if you're allowed to. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. Check the opponent if they're not AI. He did round start bite. What an animal.
A little bit of chunkiness coming through.
Let's see.
Still no typing in the chat, though.
Maybe they're thinking it's going to clear itself up.
Maybe.
Guess so.
I never know in these scenarios, right? Because I probably would have reset. Health bars were even, and I would have just said, hey, GG's, let's go again. But the players playing it out. Health bars still fairly even if you think about it. IB's the run through and punishes with a regular throw.
So he goes back to full screen. NBNHMR waiting. The trade with the 2D could have been a lot worse. But the Samurai play Sam show. Leo not being able to get anywhere close to Nago.
And we got corner loops coming through here from MFCR. And it's rare to see MFCR on the back foot like this, right? Every time we've seen them tonight, they have been so aggressive and so on the front foot of getting damage down and never really having to play defense. Coming up against NBNHMR here, though, they've been on the defense a lot.
Just how Leo likes his matches, right? his opponents attempting to block. Here we go, overdrive. More than enough, and MFCR is racking up multiple perfects in this tournament run. Oh, hopefully this is more spectator lag than players.
Yeah, the crouch dance is making me think otherwise, unfortunately. So, chat, if you're ever in a Casa tournament and you start experiencing lag, especially on a stream match, please let the TOs know in the Discord. And as I say that, there's messages in the Discord from the players. So
okay,
the TOs will handle that accordingly. But yeah, I don't like, maybe it's just a lot of work because like you gotta butter it, and then like you got the depending. We always had the little pincher stabby things. All right, we can stop talking about vegetables. Now we got video games. Thank God.
Professionals. That's what we do.
Right back into it. It should be MFCR versus NBNHMR. Same sides. It is currently 1-1 due to the disconnects earlier. So it is an interesting setup right now because it is up to the players now to play this best of one effectively to determine their teammates' fate.
Yeah, coming in pretty fresh as well, having to restart. The flash kick, he was fresh with that one. YRC, yeah, really hard to bait now in back turn. Good. And again, the dash block IBs, we mentioned that earlier. MFC is so sick of those.
And you notice they're stuck at the 5K instead. So much faster, so much less recovery. Doesn't have to worry about the potential IB as much. Because honestly, who's practicing IBs against a full screen 5K?
True. Couldn't be me. Could not be me.
Very defensive round start there. Both players just going for the down back. Interesting counter trade there.
Absolutely. 2D. Nice punish. No more of those drop kicks for you, sir. Keeps him in the corner. MF again with the flash kick. That time doesn't work. Had the burst on deck to make it non-punishable. Ooh.
Tried to get fancy there with that red RC. Great spacing coming out of NBNHMR here. No burst, so you're just done.
Optimal. NBNHMR coming straight back into the lobby and dealing damage. The Nago, like we said, premier Yuki player for sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they didn't nerf the damage, that's for sure. So if you get that opportunity, you are going to be running health bars. And speaking of running, our next matchup is going to be Axel versus Chipp. We touched on it a little bit. It's going to be Marvelo versus Trevor. And I'm actually going to look it up because I know these two have played in Casa tournaments before. I just cannot remember the score exactly. And I want to say it was Trevor sided. But I could be wrong. So as I'm looking it up, I see that's not it. Oh, here we go. Let's see. We got Trevor versus some of the Oni boys. Trevor versus Aaron Damac, a Leo player. Trevor versus Test Your Luck.
That's the mirror match, right? No, sorry, that's Nago.
That was Nago.
Test Your Luck, yeah.
That was... Actually, that was just last year. That was... Trevor was playing Happy Chaos in that matchup for whatever reason. No, actually, according to my research, Trevor has not played Marvelo. Interesting. I could have sworn they played. Maybe I'm just looking it up wrong. But we're heading into game one here. Chipp versus Axel. And we touched on it a little bit where if Marvelo can get above Trevor, Trevor's going to have a bad time. And if he gets directly in front of Trevor, Trevor's going to have a bad time.
Exactly. Marvelo's going to have to find that blind spot or find a spot right in Trevor's face as he's done so far. Good block on the overhead.
Wow.
That was pretty grimy. That was next level.
Yeah, really nice float there. Trying to use the rainwater to stay safe. Ends up on the other side thanks to that jump. Good stuff from Trevor. Able to finally get a second. Look at the spacing defensively from Marvelo. Waiting for the burst.
Oh, Mr. 5K. 2D into Wreckers, elbows from the clone, and a run up throw to close it out. Man, Trevor was blocking for probably like 80% of that match. It felt rough, but there we go. 6P to gain that space and uses it to run forward like live. That was crazy.
Life bars, not equal though, right? This is something that we're... Oh, if we'd gone for a 5P or something like that. Red RC. No! That is so unfortunate for Trevor. That would have been more than enough to close out. The Gamma Blade's actually going to catch the backdash. The confirm from Marvelo. No shot.
What are you doing? Wake up, Trevor. You haven't got 50 tension. You go for a burst. It gets baited, and Marvelo was ready and waiting for the punish. I guess I understand that the preemptive burst, because you want to do it at a point where there is going to be mix. You're probably expecting like a button into like Alpha Blade or Wrecker overhead, something like that. But yeah, Marvelo was just aware. Not much you can do about that.
I am curious how much matchup experience Marvelo's coming into this with, because for a while there, Axel wasn't one of the preferred timings, or preferred characters, excuse me, because his character was like not great. The meta wasn't conducive to these zoner archetypes because you had Soul Bad Guy just running through people, and then times change, patches change, and more people are playing Axel for sure. But it's still not that many. Not as many as, say, Chipp.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% agree. Right back into this next one. Overhead's blocked by Trevor. Goes low. OTG. Close S. Goes for the grab, but has the PRC to keep himself safe.
Using the rinse and trying to get some of that chip damage in there. Gets anti-air. Or air-to-air, excuse me. Goes for the overhead, fast RC, and just the raw 6K. Didn't even have tension to make that safe. So if that was blocked, he was going to get hurt.
Real Sigma energy coming out of Marvelo's Chipp right now. Oh, the big JD. Oh, he hit 2 there as well, so you got the double damage. Oh, the bomber whiff. That would have been a game changer. Oh, and now he's getting mixed by Chipp. Didn't get the confirm though, so Trevor just taking a little bit of chip damage. Excuse the pun.
Forces the burst out of this defensive sequence there. Fast PRC, and only needs one more touch. Back throw coming in from Trevor though. Should be able to get some... Actually, that's just kills. That's just too much damage. Holy cow. Oh... I was not ready. Apparently neither was Trevor, though. Or Marvelo, I mean. Trevor, Marvelo, so similar.
It's the O. The E and the O's. And the V's. Yeah, no, they're basically the same name.
Forward throw into the OTG. Sets up that clone meaty. So much frame trappage coming in here from Marvelo. Interesting.
Defensive throw. I know. He just threw caution to the wind and said, yeah, I know all your overheads leave you airborne, but I'm doing this throw. And you know what? I'm going to get rewarded. What a very smart burst.
So I will say that I think Axel players are some of the best throwers in the game. Right? Like their timing on when to back throw, forward throw, air throw. For something about Axel players always feels tippity top tier when it comes to that.
When you said throwers, I thought you meant as in like throw the match. So that's why I waited in silence to be like, I think he means throwing as in like in-game throwing the character.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think them and Zato's. Like Zato's have to.
Yeah.
I think Axel's now have to. Before in XR, Axel had a DP. But yeah, I think Axel's and Zato still have the same issue. Like we want to, either keep someone in block stun or keep them away. We haven't really got a reversal, meatless one. So throw is kind of their best friend.
Yeah, and I mean, it's still incredibly good in Strive as well. It's 2-frame startup, right? Like, I know it's not the same 1-frame reversal option that it was in the previous titles, but 2 frames beats out 90% of stuff in this game. Like,
literally.
It's so fast, and, I've said it a bunch of times now, but 37 frames recovery, yeah, that's a tough punish window, but, like... It's not like Street Fighter V where take the throw has been a mantra for like 8 years now. So it's not very often you're finding yourself trying to tech randomly.
Very true. Oh, that was a lot of risk. It was almost max, and you're seeing it pay out in Trevor's life bar as it goes down to about 20%. Stops the record approach. Or one vision, maybe? No, how are they going to use the meter?
Ooh. I like the idea to go for the command grab there. The dash up throw. What were we just talking about?
Usain bolted his way in. Gets the throw. The last thing you expect from a actual player, right? You just never see it coming.
Oh, wall bounce? Okay. Man, that hurts.
That was clean. I think that was airborne wrecker, maybe? To get the wall bounce? I think it was. I have to watch the VODs.
Yeah, not 100%. But Marvelo keeping the offensive going. 15 seconds off the clock and gets the perfect victory. Setting up set point once again for themselves.
Ooh, we nearly got some anime combos. Man, that is such an insane starter now.
Oh,
right,
the JK?
Jump. Yeah, found the blind spot. That's what you was talking about earlier, right?
Yeah, if you get so vertical that he can't hit you with the 2S, you basically doesn't have an anti-air option. Alpha Blades. Red RC. Oh, that was smart. Going for the command grab option there because everybody's expecting you to go high with a normal at that point as Chipp. So chuck in a command grab and nobody expects it. Trevor, though, not going to get caught.
Plus frames. He blocks that YRC. Yeah. It's super hard to block after plus frames. Sorry, to YRC after plus frames. It's such a nagging feeling, like I don't want to be so minus, but it's kind of the worst place to burst because it's the easiest point where your opponent can block your YRC, right?
Yeah. And that's one of those things where it's like, if you don't know the data in and out, and especially because it's a character like Chipp, where everything's happening so fast, like you have, like, there's so much mental stat there. You have to recognize what button he hits you with. You got to know the frames of that button, and you got to know, will my YRC come out fast enough for him to punish it or not punish it or what have you? And all of that has to happen in a snap because otherwise you're getting hit.
Yep. It's really rough. The president has been swapped out for a king. Leo in the building. Axel trying to keep him at bay. He's doing a pretty good job so far. MF is maybe not a fan of this matchup.
Yeah, this is another wonky one, right? Because, like, we're talking about why Axel didn't like Chipp or Millia matchups. And Leo is kind of that, but on the ground, if you think about it, right? Like, the walking blocks that we've already seen from MFCR in the Nagoriyuki matchup from earlier are incredibly strong. But now that he's in his face, what is MFCR to do?
Yeah, really good point. He's trying to get into Trevor's face in that round, but he was not having any of it near the end. As soon as, you know, he got out of the corner, he went back to plan A. Can he find his way back there without getting broken through the glass? He does. He fights his way out.
Counter hit coming through. Big damage coming from the young Axel. Still has burst on the life lead as well. Trevor's in such a good position here.
2D knockdown OTG. Here we go, trying to push the advantage. Bit of a vacuum on that move. PRCs because he wouldn't recover in time.
Axel bomber from the air, taking the life of MFCR. Game 1 on the board here for TrevorTsu.
That ending is super smart. The RC, so just after a throw, I'm not sure if it's due, I think it's frame wise, so there's a duration where you can't burst. So I think that's what they did. Throw RC bomber. So they had literally no opportunity to burst after getting thrown. Super smart there.
And so that puts Trevor in a great position for the team, right? This is still winner's side top 8. Winner here will find themselves in winners finals. And that back throw might have been after the run through, but it just gives so much screen space to Trevor to work with.
Oh, gets the pickup. Potentially looking for a burst there, maybe. Didn't come out. Delayed flash kick. They're my favorite. Good throw on the cross up. Yeah, like you said, we're getting, this is like winners top 8 these players, you're going to need to come up with something a little bit more elaborate than that. Here we go.
Double bomber. Doesn't even need the second bomber. Just going to go for the sequence right afterwards. Gets the wall stick, gets the wall break. Set point here for TrevorTsu to move his team forward. Gets anti-aired, but the damage actually isn't that crazy.
Oh no, Leo, right? Give him buffs, please. Needs more damage. You heard it here first.
To be fair, the other option is to give him more mix, and that didn't work for Millia. So, you know, pick your poison, chat.
True. Ooh,
great
backdash
2K.
on the throw.
Blocks the 5D, forces the RC afterwards, but not enough life to work with.
I'm going to have to look it up, but I feel the cross-up wrecker is definitely slower than 5D. So to see Trevor block the 5D but not the cross-up is always going to be like, why? But it happens to everyone. Everyone gets hit by cross-up.
And the other half of them get hit by 5D. So, like, it's one of those things where it's like 5D is a universal mechanic, but like sometimes it feels like some players have it better than others. But I mean, some of them literally do, like Zato and Happy Chaos. But other times you just get hit. Although Maze is kind of gross too. But life lead so in favor of Trevor right now. Huge opening for MFCR, but they have to win the round off this. Wake up reversal?
Yeah. Yo, that is the greatest sign of respect. The PRC, because he knew that MFCR was so good to... Yeah, really good showing. Again, we've said this a couple of times now, and you demonstrated it there. Like, losing first might have been a matchup that wasn't in your favor or you don't particularly like. I mean, I don't think anyone likes fighting against a Leo. So even if it is in your favor, to keep your cool and your composure is really sick to see. So yeah, good stuff for Trevor.
So right into our next match, chat. No time for the Wicked. No rest for the Wicked, excuse me. We're going to have Yurikov versus SquideLuke right now. And it is Happy Chaos versus Millia. Talk about a rough matchup for both players. Like, this isn't enjoyable for anybody.
It cannot be, right? It actually can't be. Well, I say it's enjoyable for the person that's not in hit stun.
That's fair. You know, whoever gets to play training mode first is really enjoying themselves.
Exactly. Who gets to demonstrate their combo onto the stream? Yep, Yurikov having the time of his life gets a W on Happy Chaos, but that's only one round down. Couple more to go.
Great starter there with the counter hit. Takes the wall. We will be going through it. And that's actually pretty good damage, I'm not gonna lie, right? Like, we talk about, again, Millia, death by 1,000 cuts, but Happy Chaos, not the highest health bar, not the highest guts, can die in minimum of 3 touches. And this Deus Ex gonna probably bring us about 50% HP.
Yeah, give or take 1 or 2. Like, that's pretty accurate. Oh my, you don't die here. The wall literally saving Millia's life. If that was anywhere closer to mid screen, would have got a couple more kicks in there, and that might have been GG's. Oh, the focus.
Wow, gets the knockdown from a full screen away. Great opening here for Yurikov, but cannot seal the deal, taking us to a round 3.
Really smart check. A lot of good players do that. They don't let Millia get away with like fake jump button into IAD jump button on block. Oh, he got rolled up on.
Yeah, it's tough to see. Tap dust into gunshot, always successful. Gets the knockdown for the reload. Millia trying to land with the button, and you saw SquideLuke think they had the timing to go for an air throw. I don't know about that one. I feel like as soon as those spiked clubs come out, you're not getting a throw.
Yeah, they're pretty active and pretty out there. Just like this reversal one-winged angel.
There it is.
Oh.
Command dash. Oh, that's so gross.
What do you do?
Get hit.
I mean, yeah, you get hit. I would get hit, counter hit, because I'm not blocking, so I'm going to be pressing buttons. Like, just
Listen, you paid the money not to block. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'm not trying to main Tetris. No blocks. Thank you very much. Not my forte. But it is hard, especially in the moment. You're like, oh, if I can just get out of this situation safely, I can turn the tide. But with Millia, I just don't think the numbers are in your favor sometimes.
Like playing as Millia or against Millia?
Against. Well, if you're not playing Leo, like I said, Flash Kick doesn't discriminate. It works on left and right. If you have a DP though, it seems a little bit rougher.
That's true. I mean, that's for a lot of characters. Wow, that is why I was gonna say wildly unfortunate for Yurikov getting knocked down just after sending out the overdrive, but they were fast enough on the approach that I don't think it's that bad. That, however, quite bad.
Down bad. That's what that is. Unfortunate. I do like the snipe with the overdrive, right? To be Happy Chaos. It's like it's faster than him actually withdrawing his gun and shooting, which is pretty ironic.
Yeah,
So,
and that is definitely an adaptation after all of these months and years of Happy Chaos, right? It used to be just kind of a foregone conclusion that if you were full screen and he was shooting you, dash block was your only option. But we've been seeing players come up with more creative options against it.
so I like what? Okay, we've got tech. He's got tech. That's 3 times it's worked now. Twice it's traded. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a Happy Chaos player in their region, in their Discord, in their house. Like, there's everybody practicing against this character. You have to find options.
I have to find a Happy Chaos that lives in my house. Now I need to know.
Who is it? Tell me.
Raise your hand now. Just your hand, not the gun. Put that down.
The Happy Chaos is in the house.
Ooh, he's about to have concentration. Yurikov smells blood's gonna go in.
Gets the knockdown, sets up the projectile, stays low, same side. Can't quite kill. Can't even get the wall stick just yet, but they got 100 tension. They have plenty to work with. Back throw? Okay.
I guess, you know, Millia wants a left right. You get that with mid screen.
True.
I guess. I think she still, I mean, from what I've seen, she still gets potent mixed with the corner because she can steal the corner with the diagonal dash, right? Was it Mirage, I think it's called? Yeah, Air Mirage. I think that takes the corner.
So Yurikov actually typed it out in chat what they were looking for. They wanted Capel, which is actually makes a lot of sense in that scenario.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because you do the command dash down into Capel, and it catches a lot of people actually thinking about it. And yeah, it would have made sense in that scenario because we did see a button come out from SquideLuke, which would have been blown up by the Air Capel. But heading into the next match, we got DarkRai versus Elucid, another Happy Chaos, and yet we also have Goldlewis.
This matchup, it seems like pain for Goldlewis, but then I think, well, isn't any character that's got better like mobility or speed than him, like Axel, Zato? It all feels bad until you get hit by a BT, and then it's 5-5.
The timing of that was so perfect. The minigun came out, and then like we saw Elucid jump over, and I was like, they pulled the cord. The minigun got missed, and so they pulled the cord. But all right, looks like we got a message in the Discord. Controller disconnect. That is per the rules, definitely a game loss. Sadly. But so I believe we have to go back to the lobby, right? Or are they just gonna play it out? I may have gone back to commentator screen prematurely.
Okay, looks like they're playing it.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, Goldlewis with the back throw.
Well. I was about to say, you might have regretted that. Because you're in the corner against Goldlewis. you might not ever escape.
Especially with Happy Chaos, right? I feel like you kind of need a meterless reversal option in these scenarios because just blocking and FDing, it's not enough. It simply does not equal a victory.
Nope. Not at all. But these two characters are made for each other. They're both FD terrorists. They make you have to FD because they've got guard crushes off of such good tools. Ooh. Thunderbird. Oh, plus frames.
So I wonder if this is in fact a loss here to DarkRai, as these HP bars are hearkening towards. I'm not going to confirm it just yet, but that PRC is definitely a scary situation to be in. Fat Millia making an appearance. Just needs a touch. That drone, so smart. So smart from DarkRai.
Stay on the ground. Jumping up with a coffin above your head. Make sure people can't get kind of over and above you, which is kind of what you want to do against Goldlewis. But technically, there is no safe spot around him because BTs work in every sort of combination of half circles. But doing them raw is pretty rough sometimes.
And so what I was going to say is I was going to entertain the thought of maybe Elucid swapping characters, because I've known them for a long time now as a Testament and sometimes Ramlethal player. But they're sticking with the Happy Chaos, and there's been some light at the tunnel for Happy Chaos in between these this player, so there's definitely an opportunity here. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I like watching Testament players so much more than Happy Chaos players.
You're not wrong. I agree. Oh, down with the system, level 3, so it's gonna get max damage.
Just
still not enough to kill.
Just barely not enough too, but only gonna take a couple more hits to chip out. 2P. I'd be tight. I'd be so tilted.
In his defense, that combo does work, just not when you do it at that distance, I'm guessing. 2P into BT. So
this is set point now in favor of DarkRai. And this is loser side, chat. We're in loser's quarters right now. So if DarkRai can clutch this up and take this next round to secure the game win, then that actually sends Elucid and SquideLuke home for the day.
Jump in, BRC makes the throw with and takes out the Glock, gets a perfect and puts it right back. He's got a couple more W's to get and stop DarkRai running this back.
Shout out to Trefolio for the raid. Thank you for coming through. Hope you had a good stream. Thanks for coming to check out the tournament. Elucid doing some great stuff offensively here with the Happy Chaos now.
The cartridges are in. Gets a curse on. Yo, so smart to get rid of the scapegoat and track down wherever the real Happy Chaos is.
One thing to note too is the latest patch adjusted how clone and curse throw affect the danger penalty math. And so the more you spend time doing curse and back throw and backdash, the quicker you get into danger penalty and negative penalty.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Those resources not being gained makes a massive difference. I honestly do feel like our seeing is probably like 30% of the game, maybe in a little bit more. It's so integral to most characters' game plan.
Especially against Goldlewis, right? Where you're having to spend a lot of that tension FDing or YRCing. So you got to get the FD with the insta-block to try and not lose too much chip health. And if you're not getting tension because you're in danger penalty or negative penalty, like it's just free reign for the Goldlewis to throw BTs, as we're seeing on screen right now.
Insanity. Does burst to get that space. Big jump in. Yep, not rolling up on me. And that time does get the 2P BT. Oh!
That's so gross. That whole sequence of events, the PRC into the like IADJK. Listen, there's a reason this character has that nickname, chat. And we got the side swap combo. Oh, just barely lost to the Link at the end, but this life lead is insane.
Yeah, it's looking fairly bleak. Oh, he knew. He just knew. He had to burst there, or forever hold your burst.
Forever hold your peace. And just like that, he planted him for it. So DarkRai, co-commentator, only called him Go 1. And he would literally pick up from me going, man, Goichi did this sick thing. And he'd be like, yeah, Go 1 is kind of sick. And I'd be like, what are you doing? But we got video games. Enough about the past. We have on-screen Nubenheimer going up against Tempest. I believe it's Tempest.
No, it's Tene.
Tene.
Tene. Yeah.
That's my fault, chat. Again, in-game name, not helpful.
It's all right. They've basically mixed you because Tene's been throwing out a lot of Leo tech, but still plays Zato in tournaments, and Tempest was the May player that went to Leo. And we haven't got a Leo on screen. So it's all a bit of a mix with their team. Speaking of mix, Eddie and Zato, BBFs, going to town on Nubenheimer. Is he? Nah, he's not dead.
Now the guts on... well, actually, I was going to say the guts are pretty good. I wasn't paying attention to his blood bar, which actually wasn't that high. So guts is okay. But yeah, we do have... This matchup feels kind of tough nowadays. I think before it was fine as a Nago player, but I think Zato can do a lot of very frustrating things at the current moment.
Yeah, I agree. Off, like checking you with 5p. Nice. Uses break the law, gets behind him. Here we go. Leap. Gave him more. Drunken Shade takes his turn away from him. Eddie's back in business though.
Gets the knockdown, tries to chase down with the 5S. Not going to work out though. But what are you supposed to do full screen against this character as Nagoriyuki? There's so many tools. Oh, he just punched Eddie right in the gills. Get that out of here.
Oh my gosh. Get yoinked out of the sky. He wanted the burst so bad. Didn't get it, but didn't need to bait it. He finishes it off. But yeah, I was about to say, Nubenheimer's trades on Eddie have been like, I think they've been 3 for 3. Really good awareness. Traded with Leap twice, and then the last time just beating with Fukio.
Life bar. Wow, that was a fairly risky burst. We were very far away from each other, and the extended hitbox of the normal that Nubenheimer was throwing out there was the only thing saving Tene there.
Big S, backdash, invite to hell, super active, oppose, summon, unsummon. He's getting tricky with it. Beats Eddie again. Deleted. Bye-bye. GG's. Next round.
The fast RC just slashing through the wall. That's going to be Nubenheimer taking game 1 here against Jonathan Tene. And I could be wrong on how I read this matchup because Nagoriyuki still just does so much damage.
I think I think for an anime game, the way they've dealt with jumps is very different, and it's super scary because of like Nago's dash into close S. In literally 98.7% of anime games, it's okay just to hold up. It's not okay to hold up in this game, whether it be on the way up or landing.
Definitely some scary situations to find yourself in. But Nago doesn't have to spend too much time airborne, right? No air dash, only the single jump. But we do see some new tricks coming out from Zato players where they can take advantage of the JD gravity changes. And even there, trying to, hide Eddie on the camera hiddenness, or what, I don't really know the correct term there, but taking to the skies to hide the ground Eddie. There's that JD gravity change already coming through. Excalibur through the wall, refresh the Eddie gauge.
PSR, invite to hell, drills, another drill. I think he hit him with a 2K there. Or maybe Nubenheimer tried to backdash. Either way, there is no escape when your back's to the wall when Eddie's on top of you.
Lots of oppose usage too, which is interesting. Because it's a lot of full screen oppose usage, not really trying to get tricky with it, just literally saying, like, if I put this out here, there's nothing you can do, because you're Nagoriyuki and all you have are big, heavy buttons.
Yeah, I think it's a really good way to preemptively say, like, I dare you to Fukio, or I dare you to 5S with a level 2 blood. Because because that's going to get absorbed and I'm going to get in. Heat with the Sharknado. RC, can you kill?
Yes. Wow.
Was the blood that high? It wasn't even that high.
It was not even half a bar. He just got crushed.
Yeah, I mean, you've been saying it a couple of times. It's the true damage, right?
Yeah.
From the wall break.
Yeah, nice little guaranteed damage, but it's also like there's no more scaling on Red RC, and I feel like sometimes that does kind of get lost. So if you do get that command grab Red RC combo, what used to be heavily scaled because there was a command grab into a Roman cancel, it's not that bad now.
It's absolutely not. It's kind of wild. Daisuke, your vision is just over my head, so I accept what you give me. All right, big 2H swing. Jonathan got to the ground to block in time. Doesn't actually trade on the leap this time, so Eddie is in business. Oh, that was almost a sick confirm.
Back to the full screen. Finally going to get a successful 6P. Ooh, that is a tough burst to see. Going to be not quite enough to close it out just yet, but what can you do from this type of deficit?
Backs away. Oh my gosh, you got over the invite to hell. He said, I'm not going there today. No RIVP.
That's tragic.
Why did that drop?
I don't have an answer for you. Just one of the life's mysteries.
Yeah, unfortunate. That's all we can say. You don't want to dwell on it for too long. Mubenheimer, you still in this. You just need to win 2 rounds. But you're down half health already.
Oh, and a great 2P to interrupt the timing there. The meatiness of that air button to just auto-time the ground control of Eddie has been so struggling for Mubenheimer.
Absolutely. Drills are on deck. Yep.
And
boy is Suns. Just
once that Excalibur came out, it was just checkmate, right? All you had to do at that point was keep clapping on him, and we even got fancy with it afterwards.
That I'm trying to think. Was it like that? Well, not season 1, but the first iteration of the game. Could you just like block string into Sun Void? Because I remember the first couple of months of the game, people were like, "Oh, Zato's so bad. He's nowhere near as good as he used to be." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I swear he could have done the same thing in.
I believe at some point there was a change to the negative edge, like the way it operates with Eddie. I think it was fairly early on in the game.
Okay.
But I don't think day 1 release it was possible. And the only reason I know that is because Brad, the other commentator here, is a Zato player and was like one of my main playing partners back in the beginning of the game. So I had to play against a lot of Zato, and so I got lost to a lot of Zato shenanigans. And he's always been pretty up to date on the character knowledge. So I do think it was fairly early on. But yeah, I believe there was a negative edge change.
Okay. I mean, that's cool, I guess. I don't know if they intended it to have that effect, because yeah, positive bonus Zato is definitely
it's scary.
Yeah. Yeah. There's harsher words than scary that I would use, but obviously, yeah, PG truth.
I mean, Zato is I don't know, Zato's such an interesting character when you look at power levels throughout the history of Strive so far. And this is another matchup that, we have seen tonight. Trevor versus a Leo. And off to a fantastic start on the side of Tempest.
Yeah, big damage. What a shit. He doesn't even... Tempest has always done this, right? Tempest very rarely shimmies with dashes. Like, he just literally walks forward and backwards. And Leo's walk speed isn't the greatest, but he makes it look like he's skating on ice.
Definitely showing some mastery here. 2-touch to the last round. And already full control in this P2 corner. And it's like Trevor he's trying to play defensively, but there's only so much you can do. Great read on the potential rainwater.
The pressure. 6 HP into heavy boom. Yeah, he is mentally cracking his opponent. He is saying, here's some plus frames. I'm like +2 here, but then I'm gonna do something with 50 frame startup.
And it's actually super big brained because what does Axel have to try and beat it out? You'd have to go low, but the boom is full screen. It's huge.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, and you know what, Tempest? I think he might have thrown away his leads. Axel Bomba.
Definitely some good offensive showings there from Trevor. And even just gets the raw Rinsen to work out for himself.
Yeah. Oh, he caught him again. There's no burst this time. Look how much damage that did.
A run-up throw. Oh. Axel's and Kai Kisuke's. The run-up throw true combo.
Burst. He doesn't care about it being gold or not. He just wants the space. I used to play this matchup a lot. I hated every second of it. Every second of this matchup. And it's before Axel actually got buffed. I hated it.
I believe it.
I don't know what you're meant to do. Bar like dash block. Dash block's like your best bet. But I feel Axel's got really good options to beat people that like to crouch. And obviously Leo likes to crouch because he's charging flash kick. So
yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that Potemkin has, right? With the back Mega Fist, Mega Fist in general, I guess. But
yeah,
it's very similar in how Rainwater operates. So the thing is, are you really charging Flash Kick if you're trying to just dash through people? They scooped.
I'm too scared to try and dash through people because I feel maybe in EU people just like to press buttons for no reason. So yeah, I used to get hit out of my dash throughs all the time.
The ladder mentality does get a great jump in here. RC's up drift to try and get a burst out of him. Trevor knows though. Still spends it eventually.
Takes the corner just to give it back up.
RC to keep it safe. The falling JP Abare is more than enough to take the round. That's a feels bad.
Hey, flash kick into mix feels great. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love it. I do it all the time.
Oh, my bad. I was talking from the other perspective. With no bias in my voice.
Yeah, poor Axel trying to fight for full screen. Even though, here we go again. Mix again. Yeah, fair. Fair and balanced. Don't block the flash kick, hey? Just to get hit by it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Leo is not the only character with that type of griminess. So it is a universal thing to be aware of. But the problem is Leo also hit you with that left-right, and the confirmed there, the JK into air dash JP. Tempest was so ready for that to connect. And the reason was, it's not the first time they've hit that.
Absolutely. Before they tried JKID slash, which I think might be character specific. I think if you're heavier, I think if you're medium or heavy, you fall too fast for the yes to reach. But like you said, the adaptation, he hit it before, but this didn't work. I'm going to, I'm learning on the job. Let me go for the P's now. That should be enough. And he does get the kill.
Just headbanging along. Not quite the song in the background for it, but is going to get a little bit away with it.
And here we go. You can see the dash blocking by Tempest. He's getting ready to explode onto his opponent. Overextends to the jump. Oh, don't get rained on, please.
I mean, you're already seeing Tempest adapt to it, right? Every time the up back comes in from Trevor, we kind of see like a jump block coming in from Tempest. That was fancy. The Axel Bomber PRC super dash combo or whatever you want to call that.
I love it. The creativity of using RC, not just for combos, extensions, pressure, mobility for characters that lack it, right?
Yeah.
Oof.
Not enough. Needs one more touch with no Oki. Yeah. It's always going to work out.
Yeah, Rensen.
Oh.
Solid starter. Oh, my. That's so cool that he gets a ground knockdown from that now.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's newish too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is set point for Trevor, looking to take us to a third game.
There you go again. The Usain Bolt into your face. RC, get mix, even though you baited my flash kick. Yes. Yes. Block me.
Can't block forever, though. Eventually, it is strike throw gaming. And so we are going to get set point now for Tempest, too. Looking to make his a 2-game series.
Blocks the big jump in H. Oh my gosh, he's getting headbutted into the next dimension.
Space has been gained, but we're going to see Tempest immediately try and close that gap and gets punished for it. Oh, this is going to hurt. Oh, no! They got the wrong table flip.
Unfortunate. I don't know if Leo's going to get another chance to get in and get that damage.
Blocks the rainwater, though. That's huge.
Not enough hit stun. Now he's got to make his way back in. The dash blocks are in the full effect. RC. Maybe just try and throw off the time in and maybe get a counter hit. Never mind. He just snipes you at the air. You burst to avoid the sickles. But where are you going to go? Into another one.
It was nice guaranteed punish there for Trevor to run up and throw the burst. I say throw the burst, but it's not like in the old Guilty Gears. The old Guilty Gears, you literally could throw bursts, but...
Please bring it back.
I don't know if the game is built for it, though, right? I don't know if that would super fit the current mentality. What I do know is that we're heading into a game 3 of the series now. We're going to have Tempest versus NBNHMR, Leo versus Nagoriyuki.
Wow, that is a pretty radical confirm. Clash 2K, do another 2K, and then get dash up headbutt. Yeah, Tempest is pretty good with this character, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, that is some fantastic damage coming out of the character right there. Already broke the wall, follows it up again with potentially a kill combo. Actually, yeah, we definitely kill here. He just 2-touched a 0-blood Nagoriyuki.
Yeah, Tempest is pretty good.
Sure, Tempest. Yeah, Tempest. Not necessarily Leo. Tempest could have done that on any character.
I mean, he did used to play main. But technically, he's roster of characters.
Talk about gorilla characters. Oh, the shimmy! And there's that just slight walk back you were talking about earlier. Gets the full counter hit punish. We got the air drills.
Turbulence to break that glass. Backdash on the 2S. Big 5H 2D. Man, menacing shimmies. Good blocks by Nubelheimer, but yeah, he can't block throws. The OTG should be enough to kill. There we go.
Oh, definitely. That overdrive, it's always available. When you look at the numbers of that move, you're just like, Daisuke, what are you doing? It is like the opposite of Arbiter Sign, right? You look at the Arbiter Sign numbers and you're like, this is terrible. Who would ever put this in the game?
Yeah.
And then you see Testaments use it and you're like, no, that's pretty good. This move, no, frame 1, you're like, this is the best move in the game. This is insane.
Yep. I can't defend it. All I can say is legacy, man. Just legacy.
That's fair.
Leo's legacy. He's only been in one other game, but yeah.
Off to a better start here for NBNHMR. Even goes with the full DP connection. Does get sideswapped on. Oh, you gotta watch the dome. That mask has no protection.
Yeah, delay the flash just in case they press the button. 1 JP. Straight to throw. YRC on back turn makes a lot of sense. They can't counter it. They have to just basically come out of the stance.
Respectable burst there. Didn't want to deal with whatever came after the close slash. Oh, couldn't quite get to the other side and they get punished for it.
Yeah, if you block that same sides, the cross-up record is actually super minus. But if you cross up, I believe he's +2 question mark. He's definitely plus. I think he might be 2. How did he know?
He just headbutted him into the stratosphere.
What a call out on this. Just a raw 2S confirmed into cross-up wrecker. Tempest is on a roll. NBNHMR trying to get out of this corner, but the king is going ham. Good backdash. This is their opportunity, Doctor.
Could end it right here, right now. Just needs to get a little bit more. They have so much gas in the tank too. First 50 tension spent on the red RC. Great backdash, but it was so risky.
He who dares wins. Oh, he
true?
goes for the bite and he jumps back. How many flash kick RCs have we seen?
A lot. That is Leo though, right? That is the character. We're used to it. You mentioned Kai's stun dipper as well. Red RC, not enough. He tried to bait the burst. Just finish your food. No shot that connected.
I haven't got words, but I've got a sound effect. Dun, 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 dun.
Nagoriyuki just stubbed his pinky toe on the gold burst, and it cost him the set. No, the game? No, the set.
The set. I don't. He was kind of doing everything right, I guess, until he pressed the button at the right range. Because, like you said, yeah, the gold burst clipped him. You got the knockback. Yeah, you do Rekka, RC. You've got another RC on deck.
Here we go, chat. We're doing it. We're doing it, chat. So we're going to have Marvelo versus Nubenheimer to start the losers finals off. And this is definitely a start to be sure. Marvelo on the P1 side, Nubenheimer on the P2 side. And this is a match we've definitely seen a lot of online.
Again, a tale as old as time, the samurai versus the ninja. And in this game, they are polar opposites. That was the most insane radical confirm from Marvelo. How is he ready?
Practice. This dude is always gaming, always trying to get these confirms down. And it shows in the play, right? Gets the command grab. Okay. Gets the sliding RC, I guess. Got the OTG pickup and 6K to close it out. Such a good normal.
That was a masterclass on how to Zanoof your opponent.
Ooh. Nice spacing coming in from Nubenheimer. Nice backdash and dodge to throw. What is going on?
Felt like a zero damage video. Like everyone was swinging, but nothing was connecting.
Similar sequence there where you see Marvelo just full screen running at Nubenheimer. Nubenheimer backdashes. This time, though, instead of trying to go for the throw attempt, Marvelo throws out the slash, got the block stun they were looking for, and was able to keep the tempo going, eventually breaking the wall.
Big slash, just walking him down as much as he can. Runs into a boot. IB blocks, and Nubenheimer just pauses for a minute. Really smart. BRC forwards. The command grab wasn't in range, and BRC not only giving you kind of like time to move forward as in the drift, but it slows down your opponent in their recovery frame, so it makes it even easier to punish.
And this is a matchup that has changed potentially the most due to the life changes of Nagoriyuki. Right, this used to be such a weird matchup because Chipp always died in 2 touches to Nagoriyuki. Didn't matter the blood level, didn't matter any of that. But now that the blood changes have come in and Nago spends a lot of time in that level 2 area, it's almost as if he dies in 3 touches to Chipp now, even with the higher guts level, which just it didn't used to be that way in the past.
I can see that. I can see that for sure. Right now, though, we've got Marvelo breaking the glass with Nubenheimer's body. Trying to put a toe tag on it. Goes for the staggered lows.
Great
but
throw.
That was on defense. That was sick.
Finally gets the DP out, though. Cannot be persuaded against it. Again with the throw attempt. Nubenheimer knows how bloody they are. They need to get some drink on.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that link. Oh,
so scary.
I love how they done throw PRC.
1 touch for either side should do it. The right confirms. 6P. Such a god tier button.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
It's great. Full upper body invulnerability.
Upper
Works
body,
on.
it's definitely upper ankle. All 6Vs are upper ankle involved.
They needed it, man. Can't nerf it. Look at the blood, though. That is very dangerously high. But we are going to be going through the wall here, I have to imagine. There it is.
Yeah, it's not the only thing that was high. Nago's body falling from the ceiling. That was a lot of damage. But like you said, he got the bite.
YRC to stall the pressure. Command grab coming through. No RC afterwards. He got the 6K.
He's blocking out. Alpha. Cross up does connect. Nuvenheimer. Can he get one on the boards? Oh, this is a good start to do so.
Definitely another great trade. Nagoriyuki has some of the best trade combos. I heard the sound for PRC, and I feel like I didn't see it. It was that fast.
You have to double check by looking at the tension. But that definitely went down. That tension definitely went down. He did it.
How everybody felt after learning the Faust PRC tech. They're like, wait a minute,
yeah.
I heard sounds. I even saw an animation. Why has he still got 50 tension?
Good times.
Wall bounce? What is this, Vega? Oh, great confirm from Nuvenheimer to tie it up one apiece. So slick, so ready to confirm it out. Great stuff there. And it's been a slog for this Nagoriyuki to try and get through to the Chipp. Chipp is just so active on the screen, always moving around, always pushing a button. That's the other half, is everything Chipp does is just so much faster than Nagoriyuki.
The character's so elusive. And especially in the clutches of someone like Marvelo, you can see him consistently with punishing, with run up button like that, right? And against Nago, you kind of have to, especially at the level 2 blood rage, because you can't afford to run into buttons. Really smart, sick and firm.
Yeah, even going for the burst, little later than I almost would have imagined, but it still works out. And look at that. We're already coast to coast, and the life bars are evened out, and that's gonna confirm. Oh yeah. Season 1, this would have killed.
Yeah, that's actually facts. Actual facts. All right, the blood's going down, but it's still. Oh no, there we go. Back. Maybe gonna stay about level 2 for a little while, but still, he needs to hit. There you go. Correct check.
Yeah.
Sweep the legs.
He's got open toed shoes in a work environment. It's an OSHA violation. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, the PPE is not okay what you're wearing, Chipp. I know you're the president, but you got to follow the rules too.
Exactly. Rules are for everybody. Super high jump coming out there from Nuvenheimer, and again, my brain is not comprehending how fast the animated normal comes out after the RC. I logically understand it, but I'm still just like, how does that happen?
I do kind of like how they did adjust the PRC off a throw, right? You can't PRC the start up of throws, I don't think. I think it's only like the recovery or active frames. Sure, that's something they changed.
You can PRC the throw. We saw it earlier.
Oh no, you couldn't. That was the OS. I've got the excuse. It's like 5 o'clock. So what they did change is that you can't do a throw PRC as an OS because you would get the PRC when the throw connected.
Right.
That's what they done. Yeah.
I was saying, because I know we saw it a little bit earlier. I just am blanking on which character it was. I want to say it was Nago, honestly. But we don't have to worry about Nagoriyuki for the rest of this series. Nuvenheimer's done their job. They've won their match. And now it's up to their teammate, Trevor, to come out victorious against MFCR's Leo.
Yeah, it's definitely been a Leo show today, which I'm all about. My gosh, MFC is closing the gap really well, but just like that, he gets pushed all the way back out. Never mind, he's in there like swimwear. Oh my. Guess for the game?
Bop, bop. Oh no. I don't think that's enough. Okay,
Yeah,
I lied.
Yeah.
To be fair, that is a very deceptive super for the wrong reasons. So
Yeah.
I always get confused on that one. If it had been the other one, I would have said for 100% fact he was dead.
Yeah. No need to get a calculator out for that one. If it was back turn super, 100% always dead. The front one, it's normally if it's like more than 2 hits, the scaling just makes it not worth going for. But I think he only got 2 hits there. I think he got Faris into 5H.
Which is, you know, MFCR recognizing the scaling of his character. Oh, no. You're done. Goodbye to this round. We'll see you in the next one.
Yep.
I love One Vision.
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool move. I remember seeing the trailer thinking, oh, this character's broken. How you giving a zoner like an omnidirectional, you can't press the button tool? It's still kind of broken, but it's more on paper, not practically.
Yeah, and it's, you know, they've made it more practical, as we just saw. You know, season 1, you would not have done command grab into One Vision. You would have RC'd it. But these days, totally worth it. Well, maybe not totally worth it, but definitely worth it sometimes. Oh, can you kill off this? No scaling. Axle Bomber. Oh, they got the wrong input. They got the...
That was not the blind spot that Chipp can get to.
Oh, man.
I know Leo wants to think that he's got a dive kick, but that JD ain't it. It's not a dive kick. It's a bit too slow, I think. It doesn't hit quite the same.
It's definitely slow, to be sure. So, I do want to touch on the fact that... So, MFCR and Trevor have played already tonight. We saw them up top in winners. Actually, it was these two teams together. It was Marvelo and MFCR versus Trevor and NBNHMR. And we had seen Marvelo versus Trevor as the first match, and that was when Marvelo came out victorious. When these two had to play as the third match, Trevor 2-0'd MFCR.
Well, I don't know if he was reading something about history or something in the present. It's 1-0 at the moment. He only needs 2 rounds. I mean, MF is having a hard time getting... Well, not getting in, because they do get in. I think it's staying in.
Yeah, which is interesting when you think about it between the two characters. It's just Trevor playing immaculate defense. And again, it's the Axel throws that have been so clutch. That one back throw when you're trapped in the corner gives you the entire screen to run away with.
Absolutely. Speaking of throws, and there you go, forcing Leo into the corner. You can see the dash blocks coming out. Bet on the 2D. Wasn't the right time to go for that. And yeah, I think he's just going to get terrorized by Axel low at this point.
Speaking of lows, again, the Rinsen just, it seems to be MFCR's kryptonite right now. I don't know what could be changed, and it's more than enough damage there at the end from Trevor. And history repeats itself.
Perfect on top of that as well. I do think that's one of Leo's hardest matchup, but it's very like viscerally obvious. It's like this character wants to get in, this character wants you to stay out. So it kind of just looks bad on that perspective, but I think that's such a big deal. And you can see that Axel does.
Trevor and NBNHMR can win 2 of those 3 series, then we will head into a bracket reset. Let's rock, as they say.
Indeed. Nearly got a really sick confirm there, Jonathan, but Trevor's going to set up shop, and I have not heard a Zato player that likes this matchup.
No,
They don't exist.
I don't believe it exists either. This is one of the most painful matchups to watch, and I can't even imagine how it would feel to play. I mean, look at this. It's one-player gaming.
Jonathan has ended NPC mode on his computer, unfortunately. Let's see if he can get something started. He's got Axel cornered, but not for long. And here he goes, Trevor fighting his way out.
I mean, Trevor's able to go on the offense, which isn't something we've seen a lot of tonight, considering the matchups he's had to play up until now. But against Zato, just able to run through all of the potential offense.
The dash blocks coming out from Tene. buttons are whiffing. I mean, Trevor's doing a really good job of staying on the ground and going to the air, but not a good job of the YRC. He doesn't get punished. There's the throw. Time for drills.
Oh, we got to guess. Never mind, we're not guessing. We're going through the wall, but look at the Eddie bar. Dead empty. He's got to wait a long time for that to come back, and that is just free time for Trevor to do whatever they want, and he's wasted it. Oh, but the windmill. So bizarre.
Yeah, really smart. A really good way to put some active frames out so Break the Law doesn't give him with the jump scare. Beats the 6P. I've never seen that in my life. And you know what? Jonathan, against all the odds, does claw it back 1 round apiece.
Rainwater going right through the dragon's head. Oppose still works even if you're a ranged fighter.
Invite to Hell, mad active. Good challenges. Big counter hit 2H. Gonna swap the sides. I love it. Instead of going for the little bit more extra damage, positioning was key. What 6P?
And there it is, recognizing the reliance on oppose when you're full screen to just throw out that command grab.
Man, Trevor played at a lightning pace. He was not still for more than like a second. So active. I guess that's why the matchup is so annoying for Zato. It's like he can hit me at what 90% of the screen. He can put a button that makes me have to block. So it makes it really hard for him to do anything with Eddie.
And so I believe these were blinds, and I'm sure Yost can correct me, but these two teams did play in winners finals, and last time Trevor played up against Tempest, so we actually saw the Nagoriyuki in this Zato matchup, and this time it's actually reversed. We're going to be seeing obviously what we see on the screen here, and then it'll be Leo versus Nagoriyuki after this. So very interesting how that has worked out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nubenheimer and Trevor preferred this be the way of the opponents they fight. Blind pick. We could probably call that Zato pick from now on, right?
That's a fair. You know what? We'll steal that one. We'll work that into something.
Explosions.
This has definitely looked much better for Trevor. Obviously, being able to be the offensive one is giving him a lot of confidence. And the 5P, it's so good.
That gives me real anime vibes. Like, he did OTG into time stop. Like, he did everything. He put him in every state available to the game, bar probably guard crush. But now there's one state that Jonathan's trying to put Trevor in, which is block stun, but he's just fighting out so well.
And even there, the burst was forced, and it was a completely empty burst, which means that bar is dead empty. But the last of the Eddie gauge being used to break the wall. And with just a pixel left, yeah, nothing doing.
Yeah, hitting him with the dust. I guess when that kills, it's called asbestos. 1 round apiece.
Run up 6P. Very dangerous these days. Eddie gonna get bursted out on. Bar coming back quite quickly. How do you use it to get back in, though? And that's always the concern as the Zato in this matchup, right? Do I use Eddie to get in, or do I use my normals to get in and save Eddie for the actual mix that this character wants?
It's a tough one because I think Zato's are really comfortable with using Eddie to control the neutral. But like you said, in this matchup, I think Eddie's better off to keep them blocking when you win the neutral with his normals.
Man, great dragon coming out there. The frog working out as well, and that should be enough. Yeah. All right.
Nom nom nom.
So even in the preferred matchup, it's still going 1 apiece so far.
Yeah, it's not as free. Obviously, Jonathan is he's young, but when it comes to like accolades and fighting games, he's definitely a veteran. So you show him a bad matchup, he'll produce solutions, but it's not always enough. Just clawing it back with 1, but can he do it again?
Yeah, I mean, you also have to remember that Jonathan and Tempest are in winners of the grand finals for a reason. They've beaten every team up until this point in the head-to-head. So even if it's a bad matchup, which I'm sure they've had to play already up until today, right? Like they had Millia and Goldlewis earlier. Now it's Nagoriyuki and Axel. Like they have bad matchups in the spread. They still won out in the end. Oh, he couldn't jump high enough to catch the bird.
Oh, and the JD went to the bar.
Shenanigans.
There's only JD at the bar, no coke, just straight niche. Let's see if he can get drunk on success. Oh, he avoids it this time. Yeah, he can't do that.
Okay.
Oh, no, he did have RC.
I didn't know there was still a hitbox there. I've never seen somebody get hit out of that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he did it on his wake up. He just knows the timing.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That's normally what you RC out of break the law to kind of offset the timing. But Trevor just knows.
Rainwater coming out there. Oh, great block. Forcing the burst there, which is a huge loss for Trevor. Would have liked to save that if needed. But still back against the wall. No tension at all. No FD. No pushback. No life.
Among Us. Yeah, and I think as soon as both resources in terms of YRC and burst were taken to the table, you could hear Jonathan on his stream going, "Oh, I smell bloods. There's no escape this time."
And now it is set point here in this final game, final round between these two players. Whoever can close this out has done such a service for their team. They just need to stay alive. And Trevor, well advanced in this life lead. And just the latest of trip guards.
That was so big brain to go, you're not going to press a button here. You're way too scared of my anti-air options. But here we go. Tried to put Excalibur in him and he jumps clean over it.
Can't quite punish the 6P, but can't punish the air jumping either. Oh, this is starting to get scary for Trevor. There's no burst available. We'll get another one this round, but will it be too late?
Yo! He turned into a Minecraft player, just blocked the whole way through. Perfect FDs as well, just to give him that little bit of breathing room to see if a dust was coming, because it's really hard to see the dust when Zato's on top of Eddie.
Yeah.
So I think those FDs were crucial to give him just a little bit of like thinking room, and it pays off. Trevor takes it over Jonathan. That's crucial.
That's a huge victory. But so now it actually sets up NBNHMR versus a Leo player. And I'm trying to look back, and they did play the last time these two met, and it was 2-0 Tempest. So this could potentially end up falling back onto Trevor's shoulders at the end of the day. And Trevor would have to win again in that scenario. What's up, Kite? Kite, why didn't you enter our team tournament? You play this game, and you play Street Fighter. What are you doing?
Mate, Kite plays everything. He plays Dragon Ball, he plays Skullgirls. He should enter every tournament.
Don't give me that excuse. I've seen your Twitter numbers. You could have found somebody. Your buddy Nitro is in tonight's tournament. Don't tell me you couldn't find a partner. You just didn't look.
Yeah, he's capping. 100%.
Oh,
100%.
the dust. Such a good sequence. Wow. Gonna get the wall stick at the end. Oh, no. Just lets him loose. Forward throw. Oh, wait. He had the back turn overdrive.
Oh, no. I can't believe he got PRC there.
And then the JD?
A brain. I know it's late, but I'm sure if you hit a button and RC, you get red. He got P, and then, yeah, he didn't get the combo afterwards. Oh, no. Everything's going anti-NBNHMR. All right, he gets a second chance to punish the flash kick.
Able to get the side swap there. Starting to send out that FD, trying to buy some space. Huge tech. I don't know how he expected that throw to go down, but NBNHMR was ready. Red RC, no scaling.
Oh, get the bite and win the fight. NBNHMR striking back.
Lots of resources spent, but crucially still holds on to that burst.
Oh, wow. That was a sick block.
He punished a 5K from basically full screen away. Huge opportunity there. But we get the side swap. Get off of me. Flash kicks his way out. You still gotta watch the head.
YRC on back turn. Yep, that's the classic. Walk forward, bite. Immediate flash kick. Damn, and he got too close. These flash kicks are just letting it rip. And we were saying this earlier, or I was trying to spread some propaganda. Doing a flash kick when you haven't got RC, they're the scariest flash kicks. They're the ones that don't normally get baited because you're like, why would you take such a risk? Why would you bet all on this reversal on wake up? And he didn't have burst. He did it, it hit. And he gets to rewrite history because the victors do that.
Yeah. And I mean, we might be writing in another 2-0 here. And I don't know. I don't know if that would be enough momentum for the grand finals team, or the winning side team here, because you know, it then still puts the tempo back onto Jonathan Tene, who would have to beat NBNHMR.
Oh yeah, true. All right.
Oh,
Ping pong combo. Ooh, IRC on back turn. Desync or just spectator lag? No, that's in game.
That is tough.
Question mark?
W rollback. Shut up, Kite. Oh, you mean, never mind. He means with rollback. We were talking about Dragon Ball 2. Never mind.
It's fair to expect Kite to throw shades. Oh, counter into super.
He just countered the 5P too. That's wild.
Wow, and he still just woke up with P. I kind of respect it, but Tempest knew.
I love the combos that are just 7 JPs in a row. I love it. So that
efficient and optimal.
That is a 2-0 for Tempest there. Repeating history in how that sequence went, which means we're going to have NBNHMR versus Jonathan Tene to determine whether we have a grand finals reset or a tournament champion.
It's I think it's hard to call with that matchup. We did see it earlier, Zato versus Nago. I think oppose is like a really big deal.
It's
that
huge.
Always has been the way. Yeah. But I think something we've said about as well, the change to Nago with the blood being high offsets it, I think, in a little bit in Zato's favor. Only a little bit. Because there's a drawback of having the good range normals now.
Which, you know, he needed. He needed a downside.
Actual factuals. 100% agree.
All right, Happy Chaos next then. You heard it here, chat. Oh, the gravity of the JD defying it. And look at the damage. That is that 2 blood bar damage. You can't escape it. Counter.
Good block so far, but the P's, bro, I'm telling you, Zato players make his 5P look like it's 3 frames or something.
It's really good. Zato and Goldlewis players, they love to 2P, and it always works. I've never seen it not work for either of these characters, which statistically sounds improbable, but I don't know what to tell you, chat.
You don't make the numbers, you just read them.
Exactly. Trapped in the corner now, having to block all these frogs, and again, JD, the problem, has worked out again. Taking it with the RC, Eddie bar full, half empty.
Bruh. Jonathan is thriving knowing that he doesn't have to play the platform game, which is Axel low. And he's like, cool. Yeah, you can get those long range normals, but you can't take any damage when you do those. So it's totally up to you. Eventually, you're going to have to block something because you haven't got the mobility as Axel have. No IAD, like you mentioned earlier. Technically, no like dash, even though he does have some, but at the cost of costing blood. So he can't do it all the time. And yeah, Jonathan is just loving life at the moment.
And we are now 1-0 here for the winner side team of Jonathan Tene and Tempest, who are looking to secure their grand finals victory, which means they get that sick Matcherino and the even sicker Snackbox Micro, customized Casa. And I don't know, man. This matchup's looking really rough right now for NBNHMR.
I mean, he's doing a very good job of fighting Eddie, but unfortunately, Eddie's not the one with the life buff.
Yeah.
need to hit Zato.
And yeah, nothing you can do in that situation. You have to burst it out. Your life bar was forfeit otherwise, and sometimes, even with burst, it's still forfeited. YRC?
Ooh, Jonathan doesn't bait that one. How did he... He perfectly placed himself for that 6p. Kid's too good, man.
Set point, tournament point now here for Jonathan Tene and Tempest. Oppose, so frustrating if you don't have an easy tool against it. And that kind of goes back to that dash you were just talking about, right? If you're a normal character, you can dash throw it, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no collision on oppose, so you dash through it, get a regular throw. Interesting punish idea. It worked. And that's the end of the tournament.
Yep. Yeah, Jonathan in the end did pull his weight. There you go. There's the tagline dropped. He did lose his first game against Trevo, but then yeah, when it was loser versus loser, he did take it over NBNHMR and takes it for him and Tempest.
So huge shout.
Any of these counter pokes that Itachi's Legacy is throwing out. Wow, the patience to wait for the kite, but still comes down with a button. Does Itachi's Legacy? Are we going to stay same side? Yes, we are. We're going to go for the throw on the reset. A second throw? That was going to be 3.
Yes. You always go for 3.